Julie, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
It is a pleasure. All right, so listen, normally, when we have you on, we have the nanny state update, right? And this is all about like, hey, quit infringing on my freedom. Let me do stuff. But it's kind of interesting because I do want people to have the freedom to do things that I would not necessarily do. I have found that challenged a little bit this week with all of the talk of raw water.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing now in Silicon Valley, apparently, right? Where people are paying like $35 for a 2.5 gallon jug of untreated, unfiltered water. That supposedly is great for you, Julie, if you can actually drink it without getting sick.
Or dying. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a new health trend. And look, over the last couple of years, I would say even decades, there has been a real effort to get back to nature and get back to the land. And we've seen, I think, very benign trends like homesteading or eating local food, growing your own. This is fine. I think these things are good. Maybe having your own sort of victory garden, canning, all of these food trends have they were big out of necessity 100 years ago. And then, as in the 50s, people started, enjoying things like canned food in the grocery stores. And this was all thought very Jetson-like and modern and a convenience. And we celebrated those things. But over the last decades, people have wanted to sort of do things on their own. And a lot of that stuff is great. But this is one of the cases of it going a little bit too far. And there is, again, this new trend. It's called raw water. And it is unfiltered water from water sources. So it's mainly springs. But they bottle this water. And so you get this water without any kind of filtration or heating or any kind of treatment of any kind. And they claim, now, again, I sort of feel like, okay, if you want to do this, if you're an adult and you want to do this, God bless. Good luck. But the claims from the companies and from a lot of the people who do this themselves, this is what really bothers me. So it's more of the marketing that bothers me because they claim that it's healthier, that it's better for you. They say that treating some of the claims, for instance, they say that treating water, so filtration filtrates out or filters out rather some of the healthy minerals, otherwise known as poop. And other things like dead animals that might be laying next to the stream or spring or rotting corpses, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it does take out those minerals. They also say that I'm not kidding you. They say it tastes better. One quote was, "I don't find tap water to be as refreshing." And they also say things like there are health benefits to your gut bacteria, really. And look, these things are untrue. There's also a conspiracy theory that's connected to this, and that is people believe that fluoride that's in all public water systems is somehow dangerous. I've even seen concerns that it's a form of mind control from the government. So there is absolutely... I got to
interrupt you with that for a second because we were talking about this on the show a little bit, and I was reading from that New York Times story that kind of launched the whole industry of writing about this raw water stuff over the past week or so, and they talked about, I think it's called live water.
Yeah.
And the guy who started Live Water, like the marketing materials show him like, butt naked, kind of squatting over the spring, which I just think is awful. That's just awful marketing material. But yeah, so he was talking about that, all of the wonderful health benefits of this. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, look, I've actually had raw milk before. You and I have talked about this. We raise dairy goats. It's not like, that's the only thing we drink, but when we're milking our goats, it's non-pasteurized. So, I've had raw milk. That's fine. I'm not like an evangelist about it or anything like that. And I guess that's really what kind of bothers me is the sort of, evangelical marketing claims here about, this is the way to go. Again, if you want to drink raw water, go for it. But to me, the marketing material should be buyer beware.
I read another piece that I thought was very helpful on this, where the woman was saying, look, you have to do a risk analysis here, like with anything. And look, there are going to be people who get really sick from doing this, and there are going to be people who don't. and even an individual might get sick sometimes, and then might never have another reaction. You may get sick from drinking untreated water, and you might not. But you're much more likely to get sick from drinking untreated water that costs you nearly $40 for 2 gallons, as opposed to the free stuff that comes out of the tap that is very unlikely to make you sick. Now, look, that's not to say public utilities don't have problems. We've seen the problems in Flint. Occasionally, a city will issue a boil water alert. So these things aren't infallible, but you have a free resource here that is not only treated, but then fortified with fluoride to help your tooth enamel, to help your dental health. Again, there's not one single study showing any harm resulting from fluoride in the water, but there are many studies showing health.
The mind control aspects of it, though, Julie. That's the problem.
That's right. I would, but something's stopping me. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
And actually, the Live Water guy buys into that too. Apparently, he's made some claims about the fluoride in the water. So there's this weird New Age John Birch Society thing happening here with the raw water stuff.
Yeah.
Very bizarre. So, okay, so if you do get sick drinking the raw water, I guess one way to help you get better would be to fork over $135 for Gwyneth Paltrow's coffee enema.
That was a brilliant
segue. If you buy an
segue.
enema from a website called Goop, that's just gross. That's like doubly gross, Julie.
I know. But the good news is Gwyneth Paltrow is getting married, and I really hope someone has enough good humor to purchase one for her for a wedding gift. Yes, she is selling as usual. Goop is well known to promote and peddle, really actually sell dangerous things. Everybody remembers the jade egg. Used by women in certain delicate areas. Very unhealthy, very dangerous to do this, but peddled on Goop's website. And now she's found another orifice, and this is a coffee enema. It's a device that you put coffee up your bum, and it apparently cleans out. Okay. You get the picture. It's a family show. I've gone far enough.
Yeah,
but
don't
honestly,
really need all the details.
don't do
That's
this.
right, yeah.
Don't do this.
No.
This is a bad idea. This is actually dangerous. It can hurt you. And, your body cleans itself out. You don't need to do this. The only time you really need to do this kind of thing is right before you go into the doctor to get a colonoscopy. And they give you a solution to drink. So there's another way to clean yourself out that doesn't involve doing anything with a coffee. So don't do this. It's a bad idea. Gwyneth Paltrow, yet again, making headlines, not for a movie, not for good acting, not for good advice, for extremely bad advice, even dangerous advice.
I just hope this doesn't take off, because Starbucks will try to get into this craze, and they'll offer, for $250. And it's just going to be gross.
Oh, yeah. It's gross.
Yeah.
Very gross.
Yeah. All right, well, there you go, Julie. Hey, I thought of something, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you and I have the star power to actually pull this off, but I thought of something that we could actually introduce kind of along the raw water thing. We raise chickens.
Oh, no.
On our place. So we've got some eggs.
Okay.
And you talking about the jade egg made me think about this. We haven't. Yes. We need to start a trend called laying, where you take the organic eggs. There's got to be some sort of health benefit for putting an organic egg straight from the chicken in you, right?
No.
There's got to be some health benefit we could claim. I mean, it doesn't have to be a real health benefit, Julie, but we could just claim that there's some sort of health benefit, right? It's got to have some antioxidant powers or something, right?
Right. This really might take off, but you're going to have to find another guest to partner with you on this. I'm not your girl. Not your girl.
All right, Killjoy. All right, Julie Gunlock. You can read her at IWF. You can follow her on Twitter as well. What's the Twitter handle, Julie?
At J Gunlock. I think that's right. At J Gunlock.
I think that's right. All right, Julie, listen, have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having me.